I was so shocked because I wasn't expecting that. That's not how they sell it. They sell it to you as, one thing, and then you get there and it's like a different thing. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Veronica, and today's video is going to be a candid one. See, back in September last year, I moved to Bali and I was really excited about it. I mean, who wouldn't be excited about moving to Bali? The dreamy beaches, the exotic culture centered around mindfulness, and the breathtaking scenery. It was also mesmerizing. But after living on the island for a few months, reality started to set in that things weren't exactly as I remembered from the times I'd been there on vacation, because it's never the same as when you go on vacation, first of all. And it wasn't exactly as people portrayed it on social media. And that's a huge thing that I really want to highlight to you if you're thinking of moving to Bali. So I thought I'd share my personal experience and reveal a few things I wish I knew before moving to Bali and why I ended up leaving. The first reason is a reason that kind of added up with time, that just became unbearable, and it's traffic. That's one thing that caught me by surprise because I used to go on vacation to Bali every year until 2019. And I remember it being busy. I remember the roads getting a little busy at certain hours of the day, but this was just something else. It's like basically a sea of motorbikes, and you get stuck at almost any time of the day. The other thing was that it was not safe, guys. Basically, you had expats like myself, like other digital nomads or tourists who had no clue how to drive a motorbike and decided Bali would be a cool place to try. Really, not too smart if you ask me. The second reason, it's deeply personal, but I met a lot of people who went through this, and it's the humidity and the fact that this humidity contributed to my health's decline while I was there. I was getting Bali belly every single day. For those of you who don't know what Bali belly is, Google it, or don't, because it's not pretty, but I used to get all the time. It was really bad and I felt super sick, and the humidity also contributed to me getting lots of colds and flus. I met a lot of people who went through the same thing. I also met a lot of people who didn't go through the same thing. So, I think it depends on your body. The next reason is something that it was obvious, but I didn't really think about it that much. And it's that it's so over commercialized and kind of overhyped. And that means that there are tons of tourists, tons of influencers who come to contribute to the economy, which is amazing. But, if you want to live there, you're going to have to live with that. So you're going to have to think if that's something you want in your life, if it doesn't bother you. It didn't bother me that much, not until, I wanted to go to a certain spot and maybe take a photo. And then I had to, wait in line to get that photo. And, that happened almost everywhere. So those spots that were meant to be natural were places that were full of tourists. So reason 4, it's something that kind of irritated me a little bit. It's not a reason not to go, but it's something to keep in mind. You get a lot of fees, hidden fees here and there. So if you're on a tight budget for any reason, if I'm not counting on it and it's just basically someone trying to get money from me, it just kind of irritates me a little bit. It happens in my continent, in Latin America too, so it bothers me in general. I don't mind if the government wants to charge me a tourism fee here and there, but just a random person, it irritated me at times. Reason number 5 was, I think, one of the biggest reasons, and it's the skyrocketing of the real estate prices. And this literally started happening a month after we got there. So the price of real estate has gone through the roofs. There are no rules, no regulations in regards to this pricing, so people can charge you whatever they want. By the way, if you want to see what our experience was like apartment hunting in Bali, I do have a vlog I filmed about that. It's linked here and you can watch it. And it depends on what you want, because like if you're going there and your budget is unlimited, then good for you. You're not gonna have an issue with this. But if you're someone like me who has like a budget and doesn't really want to overspend and had the idea of living in a place that wouldn't be as expensive so they could save a little bit, that's going to affect you somehow. And this doesn't only happen with like, rentals, like actual apartments that you rent, but also with like homestays or hotels or, apartments, like furnished apartments that you rent monthly. Like we were trying to find a place to stay. Well, we weren't in Bali yet. We asked for prices, and 2 weeks after, we were like, okay, we're sending you the money. They were like, no, the price changed, and it had gone up like $200 per month. But then while we were staying, the prices started to go up. So, a studio apartment, we had learned cost $700, and then like as soon as we got there, it was $1,000 per month. That's like a $300 increase in literally a month, which we thought was weird. And 2 months after that, after we had gotten there, the prices doubled. So it was like a studio apartment for $2,000. I was so shocked because I wasn't expecting that. That's not how they sell it. They sell it to you as, one thing, and then you get there and it's like a different thing. And I know that other expats feel the same way or felt the same way, because a lot of people started leaving as soon as I got there. And I was like, okay, there's something wrong here. Reason number 6 was that I personally found that there was like quite a bit of trash, not only on the beach, which I saw groups of amazing people doing trash, like beach cleanups and all that stuff. Even like on the street, on the sides of the roads, it was just really dirty. The next reason it was that it was actually a little difficult to make friends and find that sense of community. And I did make an effort to socialize. I went to classes, I went to the gym, like I went to events and whatnot, but it was really hard because people, and this is not something bad, it's just the truth, people go there momentarily and they have like their own plans, or they go on vacation and they leave like a few months later, or they leave after a few months like we did. So it was hard to find someone who was like on the same mind space as well. Most of the time I was working, and then I would like take a break and go to the beach or something, or take the weekend off. But people were just constantly doing things, and if you didn't show up for those things, then it was a little difficult to create those bonds. The next reason was like, I think the cost of life in general was not what I was expecting. The gyms were it was the same amount of money I was paying in Dubai. Food, if you wanted to go to the supermarket, and I'm guessing it's because everything is imported in, or most things are, it was really, really a stretch. Like if I wanted to cook, I would have spent more per week than what I spent in Dubai. But I do have to say that eating out at restaurants and whatnot, that was really affordable, and there were a lot of really healthy options. So that's a pro right there. The next reason is that, and this is something that was important for me personally, is that it wasn't walking friendly. Ubud was a little bit, but if you go, like I loved Uluwatu, I loved Canggu, and those places were not walking friendly at all. In fact, you'd have to walk on the streets for the most part, and I'd be scared for my life because people would drive like maniacs on the streets. If you like walking, keep that in mind. Or if you don't like driving bikes, keep that in mind, because you're gonna have to, otherwise you can't get anywhere unless you rent Gojeks, which is what I did most of the time, but I'd still be stuck in traffic. So all right, in the end, Bali just wasn't the right fit for the type of digital nomad life I wanted to live. Well, it was really charming, and I would definitely go there on vacation again. I'd love to. The downsides outweigh the positives for me, and leaving was tough because I was really looking forward to staying there. I really liked it. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and the good thing is that we tried, and I didn't feel like I didn't do something I really wanted to do. But yeah, I hope this video sheds some light on the realities of living in Bali as a digital nomad there. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more travel vlogs, more digital nomad, remote work, and mindset content. I'll see you next time.